Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums, 'tis I, Captain of the Steves, and to J chums for you guys and the viewerverse. I want to take a little bit more of a look at this No Man's Sky door emoji speculation, because things have just been hyped up a notch. What do I mean by they've been hyped up a notch? Well, over on the old Twitterverse, Sean Murray has been a little bit busy. Yeah, he has. Let's jump on over to the Tinterwebs. Righto, so here I am on Sean Murray's feed right here, people. And you can see he's posted out the emoji not just once, but 3 times. This 3-door emoji. Now, something that I failed to mention in my previous video is every time Sean puts out one of these emojis, it means that there is a new update that's coming. Now, these emojis, Sean's been doing them since the dawn of freaking time when it comes to No Man's Sky, and we've had all sorts of emojis. So I've just Google image searched No Man's Sky emojis. And you're going to see all sorts of things when it comes to the No Man's Sky emojis, ranging from little cowboys, which I'll get to in a moment, to all sorts of speculation videos, a lot of them by moi. It's like this one here, it's underneath Winamp right now, it's above my head, this one here. This one turned out to be endurance. That was the endurance update. Cool. Now, we have had other ones like this vase over here. That turned out to be the Aquarius update because of the water bearer, you know, Aquarius, the sign of the water bearer, Aquarius. And that gave us fishing. So sometimes it's namesake, but other times when it comes to, say, endurance, it was kind of like more of a hint at to actually what the actual update was. It's like when we saw this one with the globes in. Was Worlds Part 1. And then when we saw a giant Saturn image, that turned out to be gas giants added in Worlds Part 2. Sometimes they have function, sometimes they have reason, but sometimes they are just rhyming. It's like we have had an orange before. That turned out to be oranges. Oh, sorry, origins. Origins as an actual update name. And we've had a couple like that, including one of the previous ones of this year, which was, well, the previous year, which was a rasher of bacon, and that turned out to be beacon. Bacon rhymes with beacon. So, you know, it's a little bit of a guessing game, all of this. There's no right or wrong answers to any of this. But anyway, what does free emojis mean? I used to think it meant 3 more sleeps until the update. Well, being that this dropped 2 hours ago, and we're still on Saturday here in the UK. That'd be Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I don't think they're going to drop the update on Monday. I no longer think when you see 3 emojis in a row, it means 3 sleeps. I kind of feel that there's going to be 3 parts to the update. We're probably going to get patch notes. We're probably going to get a trailer. And the update itself. You know, the 3 things. Kind of the 3 pillars of an update. In a roundabout way. And even that's not an exact science, you know. It could mean anything. It's very cryptic. But anyway, we've got 3 of them. And that normally means that it's going to be a titled update. A titled update with patch notes and a trailer and a full-on, you know, go play it type thing. So I think we're going to see a trailer, patch notes, and the launch of said new update. It's a content update. That's what I get from this. It's a content-named update. If you see a little, let me bring it up, an image of one of these cowboys, I think that often means that we're going to get an expedition alongside said update, or there's going to be some sort of adventure inside of the update to take part in, some sort of lore. There's an adventure going to happen with inside of this update, whether that's done inside the update or whether it's given in an expedition. There's going to be some lore there. There's going to be a story if you see the cowboy. If you see the gib, which this is the gib down here, the Sean Murray gib, which is backwards for big. Usually this is held on for something large. You can see there, that's the waving emoji. And the wave emoji was like bon voyage or voyage. Yeah. And that was for Voyagers. And that brought us in the Corvettes, which was a mahoosive update. And that rightly deserved a gib. We did see this with the vases, though. It had vases for eyes for the Aquarius update, which was fishing. And a lot of people would say fishing was not big, even though it did give us a load to do if you like fishing. So there's a little bit of a little bit of contention out there whether a give emoji means a big because of Aquarius. But that's, I think that's the only time that they've used it where people are like, well, that freaking wasn't big. But anyway, that's kind of the rundown of emojis. So if you see the cowboy, there might be either lore inside of it, or we might get an expedition. If you see the gib, it's probably going to be big. But now that we've seen the 3 in a row, I think this is going to be a named update with patch notes and a trailer. That's what I'm envisaging from this. That's what I get from this. That's what I'm getting from the 3 emojis in a line. Anyway, moving on from there, we're going to head on over to my polls over on YouTube.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
Because let's see what you guys out there in the viewerverse think. So I've put this poll together, which I mentioned in my previous video, and a lot of people have come over here. We've had 339 votes. I want to thank every single one of you that's taken the time to come over and cast a vote. So I had 3 initial ideas. First being doorways to other realms, boundary failures, etc. My second idea being Corvette parts, more parts. I mean, inside the game files, Corvette parts have been found inside of their data mined. So we know that there could be something on the way. So that one's highly likely, in my opinion. We got New Thought, which is a backdoor to older versions of the game. Okay, just to elaborate on this one a little bit more, we've got the abandoned version inside of No Man's Sky, where you run the game pretty much solo. And it's a bit of a hint to how No Man's Sky was before Next. I'm wondering whether they might overhaul the abandoned mode and put in planets that have got the old build style of the early vanilla game. But not only that, maybe bring in some of the elements from E3 trailers and the alike. That's kind of what I'm thinking, an overhaul to the abandoned mode. Anyway, let's scroll them down. I mean, it could be that they managed to put in the Realm of Glass, and inside the Realm of Glass there are some of the older style planets. That would be awesome and cool as well, but that also ties into the first idea on here. Anyway, doorways to other realms, 55% of people have hit that up as being the most likely. Oh, please be right, community. Please. So want to see the Realm of Glass realised into game. Now, a lot of people out there have said, I don't believe the Realm of Glass is an actual place. Well, inside of the lore, inside of the abandoned building lore, a traveller goes missing into the Realm of Glass and gets saved by Laylaps, a little sentinel drone that they managed to reprogram. We have that little drone, Laylaps, as a companion inside a game through the metal quest line. So, yeah, the Realm of Glass, I think, is a real place, and we've actually touched on it in past because we now have Laylaps, the little droid from there. But not only that, it describes the Realm of Glass in quite vivid detail. It says it's a place where you don't even realise you're being cut and you just bleed out. It's very sinister, it's very dark in the lore of No Man's Sky, but they say it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's dangerous. Shards of glass, you know? Anyway, new Corvette parts, 22% of people have said that they feel that that might be on the cards. Older versions of the game, only 3% of people. I didn't really give it much context there, that it would be like an abandoned system overhaul. Probably my own fault on how I pitched that one. I did expect these results to be a lot closer, but doorways and realms, that seems to win out there, people. So, oh heck yes, that would be freaking awesome if that's the case. There are 52 comments here. I'm going to take a little bit of a slow scroll through, and if they've got any replies on here, I'm going to expand them out and take a little bit of a... Yeah, Riders on the Storm is my favourite. Riders on the Storm, to this well we're from. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying that they think it might be to do with the Doors track. Come on, baby, light my fire. Well, if it was to do with Light No Fire, I think Sean Murray would have posted it on the Light No Fire page rather than on the No Man's Sky page. So it was a little bit clearer as to what it linked to. Plus also we had the Cursed expedition this time last year for No Man's Sky, and Hello Games are quite good at following patterns. I honestly think this is for No Man's Sky. I don't think it's got anything to do with Light No Fire. As much as I would like Light No Fire news, I just don't see that happening. Anyway, I'll carry on scrolling. We'll give it a little bit of a scroll. But I think you're going to see quite a fair few patterns and consistencies here. So a lot of people have been saying that they would like to see new base parts for the actual Corvettes that allow us to link our Corvettes maybe to our freighters, like through some sort of ducting or some sort of connectivity portal or tunnel. You know, like a docking station. You know, like you see in loads of space films with like an umbilical cord that attaches and then you can go through it type thing, you know? Yeah, I think that sort of stuff is well needed, at least to our freighters and maybe to other buildings. But also, we need landing pads for our actual bases. The amount of times now that I teleport and I get merged into my ship or into my base, and the Corvette is just in the freaking way, they need to do some overhauling in that. But I don't see why they couldn't deliver in some of that inside of any update that they do, because that's just quality of life, in my opinion. I honestly think this doorway has got to have something to do with opening doorways to other realms, and we are seeing that inside of a lot of these sort of comments and inside of this feedback, which is great to see that everybody is on the same similar sort of wavelength, and gateways being a decent update name. It's an interesting one. Yeah, here you go. Look, Doom player games, multiple doors enter the anomaly to stop Corvettes from bugging out. Yeah. There is still a lot of bugs inside of the last update. A lot of people are worried that this new update might put bugs on top of bugs and we end up with a super broken game. So yeah, we've also got some people, Santos, Eugene, one of my members, one of my backers. Doors open, doors close. Perhaps the door is opening on a new experience and closing on an old one. What they're alluding to there is maybe the end of No Man's Sky and the start of Light No Fire, which I've inside of the Voyagers one, which was a waving emoji, a lot of people said maybe they're saying goodbye to the old and hello to the new. That sort of has echoed out with the same emoji. But then again, I link almost every update idea to the realm of glass and the void, mainly because that's where the lore is going. But anyway, we've got quite a lot of people chiming in here with very similar ideas to one another, or if not connotations or spin-offs of certain ideas. The doors light my fire, which I just mentioned earlier. I honestly don't think it is that. I mean, it just seems to be a jump to a jump. We've got Mike UK here that says trick or treat. And I actually responded with, now that's a good one. Yeah, so, you know, every year at Halloween's, kids go from door to door in their neighbourhoods, knocking on the door, trick or treat. And they get given candies and treats and all sorts of other stuff. Maybe Hello Games is going to put in some sort of loot or raid system where you're going through different doorways, different portals to bring back loot. You're going to get yourself a trick or you're going to get yourself a treat. You don't know what you're going to get until you go back to maybe the autophage inside of the space anomaly. You know, Man Spider, the giant autophage we built that does nothing. And maybe he decrypts your treats and your tricks. And you might get a new skin. You might get a new Corvette part. Or you might get a cursed object that you can sell for a shed load of stuff. You know, it could be stuff like that. And I would quite welcome that. Trick or treat, Halloween overhaul, heck yes. It could just be a Halloween update. Adding in mutated metal items with the scrap vendor that we get in our space stations, because he hasn't been updated for a fair few Halloweens. And if you're saying, was he updated in a Halloween update? Yes, he was.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
So a lot of people out there, I think, have forgotten that back in 2020, update 3.05, available on all platforms, was actually labelled Halloween update, and that was back in October 26th, 2020. And that brought us desolation, gave us all these derelict freighters and all that sort of gnarly stuff, but also gave us these visages and more stuff to actually get from the tainted metal vendor. And yeah, that hasn't been touched for quite a lot of Halloweens from 2020. It's now 5 years in. 5-year anniversary of that update. Why not chuck a load of stuff back into the tainted metal vendor? It could just be a Halloween update. So I do like that idea by Mike UK. So anyway, liking that idea and other ideas that I've seen people come out with, or the most popular, including that one with the doors, I've added them into a separate poll. Just to see, curiosity. Heck yeah. Other ideas for the emoji, the community. Which one do you think has merit? Doors rhymes with law. Big news story, law or changes to existing. 18% of people. Another thing it rhymes with is core. Think station cores. Now, in the last expedition that we just done, the Corvettes expedition, we was going to that station core and imprinting. And it was like the station core didn't know what the fudge we were until we finished doing it a fair few times, and it got to 100%. And then it asked of us for that orbital uplink, the thing that lets us teleport using, I guess, Sentinel technology to disappear and reappear in a different place, just like the Sentinels do. And that, I think, might be a hint as to how we might enter into the realm of glass, maybe through these station cores. Could it be that the station cores are going to unlock? Could it be that those station overrides are the key? The key master and the gatekeeper. It's very Ghostbusters. That would be quite a decent play on stuff, wouldn't it? So law and core, maybe it's going to be law around the core. Both of them. And that rhymes with door. Yeah. So I do like that idea. I like that idea a lot. And 18% of you did as well. We've only had 77 votes over here. It was only 4 hours ago that I put this out. Doors banned, Light My Fire, links to Light No Fire news and release. 16% of people. I don't think it's going to be that, but I do think we might hear more on Light No Fire in the Game Awards in December of this year. So I don't think we've got long to wait. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Trick or treat. Knock on the door. Halloween themed update. 48% of people. Oh, we got a winner chicken dinner right there. Mac UK. I guess. Want to see poll results? 18%. There were a lot of other people that also said trick or treat. Yeah, knock on the door, Halloween update. Other than Mike UK, but Mike UK was the first one that I saw. Shaolin, come on, baby, like no, no, Chow. I don't think so, Shaolin, but I could be wrong. Anybody's speculation is as good as anybody else's, but even up here, it did do the least fave. So I'm going to go with what the community's saying as well as what my gut feeling's saying, and it just doesn't feel right. Not through an emoji drop, I don't think. Maybe the update would have a cool name like Gateway and Gateways. Yeah, well, that was on my previous poll, but yes, yeah, it could be, yeah. A lot of interest in the Doors 60th anniversary this month. Is it? I didn't know that. I didn't know it was their 60th anniversary. That's making me feel freaking old. Really old, in fact. That's insane. Okay. A portal that lets you do any of the expeditions anytime. I've heard rumours that they may be putting the expeditions in the cloud. With all the hype over Corvettes, it's perfect timing. You see, now that's not a bad idea, because then instead of running the Reduxes, we can run whatever expeditions we like. Now, I believe there is a mod that lets you do that anyway, and that's been available for PC players for some time. That would be a nice thing to have, but then expeditions are no longer limited time things and they lose their speciality in a roundabout way. Double-edged sword, that one. I think they should do something like that after they wind down support of No Man's Sky or the slowing on content, give us the back catalogue then. I don't think now's the right time for that, but, you know, I could be wrong. Especially if Light No Fire is just round the corner, then you could be right. I wish it was a Light No Fire themed expedition that shows a new trailer at the end. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, if it was all based in relics and fantasy style planets, that'd be sweet as, wouldn't it? They could also be closing the door on something too. That's another hint that they might be moving on from No Man's Sky. So there's a lot of that going in here. I'll just scroll a little bit faster. We're going to just be hitting up a couple of likes on these things. I'm keeping my expectations low, says Captain Afterland. I suggested in a previous comment that the door could just mean a boundary, as in the Boundary Herald, and we all get as a redux for the Cursed Expedition. I think the Cursed Expedition had all those lovely jellyfish creatures in it, right? Well, we've had loads of other creatures introduced in expeditions. In Emergence, they gave us the worm creatures, and then the worms came into the game with the worm babbies on planets, the infested ones. We also had the bugs introduced in Liquidators, and then the bugs became a new thing inside a game as well, with crushing the grubs on planet surfaces, and now we can battle them anytime we like. The only ones that haven't are these jellyfish, and I think they're holding them back for something special. I think they're going to do something with them in the purple systems, is my own feeling on this, but I think they're going to add in maybe a new planet type that is almost coral based. It looks like it's under the water but not. Atlantid planets. What do you think of that? Could that be a thing? Like how we've got infested planets, we've got worm planets, you know, we've got vile brood planets. I think we're going to get Atlantid planets. That's what I think. Okay. different realms, actual doorways for corrupt sentinels, glass oddities to swarm systems, rips the fabric of reality, and upgrade to the sentinels. I think the corrupted sentinels could do with a little bit more of an uplift. So you could be onto something there. They haven't. Well, they've got the spider tanks, but they haven't got anything huge. You know, I think we need some huge sentinel entity in space. You know, like a giant space kraken or hydra or something. Something with a Greek mythos spin on it, you know, like a cockatrice or a cyclops or something huge in space that we have to attack with our ships. We haven't got many huge enemies in space. Yeah, we've got the dreadnought pirate ships, but we haven't got any entities, nothing organic really, other than the living frigates and freighters. But they're kind of good guys, aren't they? Actually, we haven't got living freighters yet. Maybe living freighters, but I don't see how that relates to a door. Unless they're from the void. Maybe the void's opening and we're going to get to see a lot more organic stuff coming into space. But it could be frickin' anything, this update, basically, people, is where I'm going with this. But at the same time, I often think that you guys are right. So what are you guys saying? So 48% of people think it's going to be Halloween themed. So they think it's going to be spooky. There's a good chance it might be updating. Maybe the tainted metal vendor. Could be a rework to the derelict freighter system. Dungeon running in space, perhaps. Something else to give us the tainted metal. Maybe something Halloween-y themed. Maybe it is bringing back engrams to man spider, like I mentioned before, to be decrypted. And then the other poll at the top of here, if I can scroll all the way up nice and quick. The other thing that won was doorways to the other realms. I think if we can tie those two things together, doorways to other realms, along with the Halloween theme, I think that gives us kind of some sort of diving into other realms to get loot, trick or treats that we take up and get decrypted. That's what I'm going with this. That's what I'm deducing from this. What are you deducing from those people in the viewerverse? I guess. So, anyway, people, I just wanted to let you know that we've got 3 emojis in a row. Now, we might see a cowboy. If we see a cowboy, I'll be back at it doing another video. If we get a give emoji, I'll be back at it doing another video. I mean, I'm trying to keep this in line with the 3 emojis that we've just seen, my hype levels. I think it's going to be a content update that's named with a trailer, with patch notes. The 3 things all combined together as a solid update. And I think it's going to have a Halloween theme, and I think the doorway means opening doors to other portal zones and realms. And I'm getting all this deduced from my own gut feeling, but also feedback from you in the community. And I want to thank all of you that took part in those polls and put out comments. You really helped make this video a thing. So thank you. Salute Mondo! So, I think we're going to see the update roll in, if not on Tuesday, I think Wednesday. Wednesday is most likely because that's normally when PlayStation put out their updates to their platforms. I'm saying Wednesday. Wednesday, I haven't got a calendar to hand, but Wednesday, it's not far off. It's only like, what, 4 days or something. I think Wednesday, we're going to see the update. Wednesday update. And normally it's about 1 p.m. UK time, maybe 2 p.m. UK time that PlayStation gets updated. So that's the window that I'm going to be really paying attention to things going on. But please hit that bell on my channel, because I will let you know as soon as it goes live. I'd either put a post up or a video up or something, or even go live if I'm able to. I'm very excited for this one, people. Because it's Halloween and because it's a door, it's ticking all the boxes, people. It's ticking all the boxes for me, this one. This one, it feels like it could be entry point to other realms. And you know how much I've been banging the drum on this, at least 3 years. Anyway, salute Mondo. Goodbye, and goodbye again.